kid fight as well. I just wanted the funeral scene to be over. It was so awkward. It was so awkward. And then Alicent with cutting Rhaenyra, but taking Rhaenyra's side and completely unwilling to see what is right in front of their faces, just coming to a head.
Welcome back to Cinema So Far, the podcast where good friends talk about great cinema. And today we are talking about House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 7, titled Driftmark. I'm your host, James, and as always, we have our resident sweet summer child, Sydney. How's it going, Sid?
Good evening, me lord.
This was an episode. Tell me what you thought.
I can't tell you how many times I gasped like, for all different reasons. I'm really liking how they're pacing these episodes, and you kind of get to see the consequence or fallout from the episode before. So I'm happy we're still in the future, though. Flash forward.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much time has passed between the last episode and this one. Probably not much, because Daemon's wife passed away in the last episode, and then we're at her funeral this time. So not too much time has passed, but yeah, I agree. I like the pacing a lot. I really like this episode, actually.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on the episode?
This is my favorite one so far.
Okay.
I think I've said that maybe 3 weeks in a row, but it's my favorite because, like, the messiness is at its peak, and you
can say that again.
Yeah, and the lines are like clearly drawn now. I think, like, especially in that scene where, it's after the kids fought and everyone's there, and it's just craziness, but you can, like, clearly see, like, oh, this group of people is kind of siding with Rhaenyra and her family, and this group of people is siding with Alicent and their family. And so it's kind of like expanded from just Rhaenyra and Alicent to now, like, full on, like, teams or gangs or families that are just kind of divided here. It's very cool to watch, but I would hate to be in the family, but it's cool to watch. It's fun to watch. I feel like I'm watching a Jerry Springer episode.
Fun to watch from the couch. This very prestigious family drama. But this is the first episode where I've really started to flip sides and hate Rhaenyra and be on Alicent's side.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
But you can literally see the divide, when Alicent, we'll get into it, was coming at her with the knife, like, both after the kids fought, I think was kind of the pinnacle peak breaking point for the divide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She was pissed, and I mean, yeah, like you're saying, like, rightly so, I think, but also I did not expect her to completely disobey or, like, just defy the king and do what she was gonna do, and she did. And yeah, it was really, I felt like I was just on the edge of my seat. I couldn't believe what was happening, and I've already seen it already, so I can't even imagine how you feel.
I really like to see her, grow, like, just go for it and not beat around the bush, and really, I mean, the kids involved. Someone did that to my kid, you'd be dead. You and your mama.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this episode, I mean, it started out, it's weird because it's kind of like it started out with a funeral, and then it ends with a wedding, which is kind of interesting.
That's an
Um,
interesting observation, but we just got hit in the beginning. Otto's back. The funeral. We're still in the future. The fucking king is still alive somehow. Just waiting for him to
yes,
die
yes. I was wondering if you were like surprised by that. Um,
every time.
every time, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we expect him to be on his way out, but he's still kicking. And then yeah, like you said, Otto is back. And did you notice he's wearing the hand? So
I
he's
did.
back to being the hand of the king. That was new. What other things did you kind of notice in the episode?
All first of all those rapid fire questions that you last asked me at the end of last episode, all wrong. Every single one of them wrong.
Yeah.
Um, I just let me see here. I mean, the relationship between Daemon and Rhaenyra was probably the most shocking, and
Right.
interesting to see how that played out between the two of them. And it's just some shady shit going on.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, and that was kind of like a interesting wedding too. I've never like seen a wedding with blood used before.
Yikes.
That's how they get down. That's how Targaryens get down, I guess. But
Did
yeah,
did little Rhaenyra, younger Rhaenyra and Laenor do the blood thing too? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I mean, I think it was because remember it was right after that fight where Kristen Cole, killed the Laenor's side piece, and I think they were just it was like no ceremony. It was just people standing there while it happened. But I think this wedding was more of like a traditional. I don't know if it's like traditional like Targaryen wedding or if it's more Valyrian, but
Hmm.
I've never seen that before. They didn't really show that in Game of Thrones, so first time seeing that. But
Interesting.
yeah, it was. And to go back to the funeral, what did you think of that? What did you think of like sealing her up in this stone coffin and then dropping it into the ocean?
I threw my hands up when they just dropped it into the ocean. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it just seemed so unceremonious to me the way they just pushed it into the ocean. But I understand the symbolism and everything. It's
Mhm.
very sad, but Damon was snickering. Why was he snickering?
I literally wrote that in my notes as a question to ask you, because I wanted to know what you think. Why do you think he was snickering?
That just is such his personality. Everybody was looking at him like, bro, like read the room, man.
This is your wife's funeral, bro.
I don't I don't think he meant it like, oh, I can't believe this. You just kind of have to laugh to keep from crying. I just really don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah, I think there was something else going on. Because
Mhm.
if you noticed, the the brother was giving the eulogy, right? And Corliss's brother, and he was just throwing shade the entire time. He was like, and it was very subtle, but he kept saying things like, our blood is pure and our blood's never going to be, thinned out. And he's just throwing all this shade toward Rhaenyra and her kids, basically.
Okay.
And so that's where Damon, I think, is just laughing, like, really? Like, this is what you're gonna throw it out there like this, you know? But if you don't speak Valyrian, because he was doing the eulogy in Valyrian, I guess people would just think like, oh, Damon's just a dick. He's just laughing at a funeral for no reason.
Well, that makes way more sense. I wasn't really catching that he was throwing such shade to Rhaenyra and her kids, but that makes more sense now.
Yeah. I think it was more of like I can't believe this is happening. Can't believe you're doing this kind of laugh,
Hmm.
you know. Um, but speaking of throwing shade, I think one of my favorite scenes of there's three of my favorite scenes so far in this one episode. One of them is when everyone is just standing on the balcony and everyone is throwing looks at each other. Everyone's just like glaring at each other and it just feels so tense, you know?
After the funeral, when they're all standing around.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
What did you think about that? Because like I know there was a few of them that were called out, and then a few of them they were just, you know, it was just looks.
Why did he grab why did he grab that guy and say, "Go get your patron," when Laenor was in the ocean?
You know, that's a good question. I don't actually have the answer to that. I was wondering that myself. Like why did Corlys call it out like that? And he was saying it so loud that everyone's like, "Huh?" Like people were just like looking at him. I I don't know if it was like because Laenor was, you know, doing the Westeros version of crying in the shower. You know, he like went to the ocean to cry.
That is so funny way to put it.
And I don't know if I don't know if his dad was just like embarrassed by that, but I would think like maybe
Why
keep
didn't
that.
he go down?
Yeah, why didn't he go down, or why, or just keep it a little bit chill and low and not like, you know, say it so loud that everyone can hear, you know? But I wondered that too. I really didn't get that part.
Okay,
So
well, I'm glad I'm not the
yeah,
only one.
if anyone out there knows why, please let us know in the comments because we were, I don't know, I was stuck on that too. I was like, just what was that all about?
Please like and subscribe while you're at it, while you let
Yeah,
us know in the comments.
comment, like, and subscribe. No, but yeah, but also another like really hard look that was given was Laris was like staring at Alicent to the point
Hmm.
where like where Kristen Cole's like, what's this dude's problem? Like why does he keep staring at you? And Laris just looks so thirsty. The
He
way
does, doesn't he?
he does, right? Like he looks so thirsty just staring at her like, I did this for you. Remember what I did? So
All in his little outfit too, just with
yeah,
his all
yeah.
little collar.
His fancy
Uh,
duds on.
what were your other two favorite scenes, if that was one of them?
That was one. And the my other favorite was when the kids were fighting, you know. I was just so shocked by it. And even before that, I was shocked that um oh my gosh, Aemon Aemon
Hmm.
you know, had that you know, had a train your dragon moment with
That was my
Vhagar.
favorite.
Yeah,
That
that was
was
your
my
favorite
favorite
scene?
scene. I thought he deserves this right now. Way to go! It was so cool how he, just went for it and seized his opportunity and risked his life to claim the dragon.
Mhm. Yeah, cuz he's been pushed to the limit, right? Like he was teased about not having a dragon. He felt like he was owed or just, you know, he needed to make something happen really soon. And he did. But what, I mean, do you feel like it was wrong for him to steal the dragon? Or is it more of like, hey, it's all, you know, it's all's fair. Like the dragon gets to pick the rider and it doesn't matter.
That's what I was thinking. It's probably in bad taste not to have the daughter do it, but I mean, just anything goes. The dragon ultimately decides who can mount it, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think so. Otherwise, he's just gonna, you know, bite or blow fire or just, you know, make you let you know that she ain't happy. Sorry, Vagar's a she.
Because
But
the daughter is one of the ones that was bullying him. so hard.
Really? See, okay, so I think
Wait,
maybe we're
no, it
maybe we're a
wasn't.
little different. Okay.
Because that was his brother that was really, really bullying him with the pig and stuff.
Yeah, that was his older brother that was
Hmm.
teasing him a lot and made that happen. But I don't think that I don't think Damon's daughters did anything wrong. Like I I don't know, like from my perspective, she was waiting to do that cuz she just literally, had the funeral for her mom. So I'm thinking
Hmm.
she's going to try, but maybe not yet. She's giving it a little bit of time. And Aemond just kind of swooped in and stole her right from under her.
So you don't think that was the move?
I mean, it was definitely the move as far as like Aemon doing what he thought he should do, and it was the move in the sense of like now that it's so clearly divided, where it's like the green team versus the black team. Now they got the biggest dragon, so yeah,
I
like
mean, they have a huge upper hand now.
yeah, definitely. And so like to go back to that question of like favorite scenes, it was when the kids were fighting, for sure, cuz I was just thinking like I mean, I've heard of bum fights, but I'm enjoying this kid fight too.
It was no pull your hair and slap each other around. It was for real.
No, Eamon straight punched, I can't remember her name, the the daughter
The
that
little
like
girl, yeah. Hmm.
yeah, the girl that hit him, he just straight punched her back and then broke the smaller boy's nose. Um, and you can kind of tell that he was a pretty good fighter. The way he's fighting all four of them at once, basically.
I mean, he lost his whole eye too. So I mean, an eye for an eye. I think in a way he kind of like earned it. I don't know how to put it.
An eye for a dragon,
Hmm.
really. Yeah,
He has
um,
this battle wound to prove what he went through to get it.
yeah. I mean, that's gonna be a gnarly scar, right? Like
Hmm.
the stitches were not great, you know.
And looking a little rough there.
Yeah, he's looking a little Frankenstein. Um, but then yeah, so that scene I thought was like the height of excitement for me. And then the next scene, the scene where all the kids are yelling at each other, everyone's in the room, and it's the king is trying to figure out what happened, and that scene was my favorite also. So like those just all back to back were so good. What were you thinking whenever that scene came up and everyone's trying to like figure out what happened with these kids?
Well, we have very, very similar favorite scenes. Mine was the dragon, claiming the dragon, the kid fight as well. I just wanted the funeral scene to be over. It was so awkward. So awkward. And then Alicent with cutting Rhaenyra, but just I mean back to back like that and them all fighting and the Viserys just taking Rhaenyra's side and completely unwilling to see what is right in front of their faces, just coming to a head.
Yeah, yeah, that was intense. Cause like whenever the king is asking Aemon like, "Where'd you hear this?" You're calling them bastards. Where'd you hear that from? And the way he like with his one good eye, he like looked at his mom for a while,
Hmm.
and I thought for sure he was gonna say something like, "Oh, my mom told me," but instead he kind of like he said his older brother. And then when his older brother was like, "Yeah, everyone knows," and just look at him. Um, I didn't feel like we were gonna go back from that. Like I don't know. It felt like something else was gonna happen, but I don't know.
I
It
thought
was interesting.
I thought it was cool that he didn't sell. Neither of them sold their mom out. Uh, of course, blame the older brother, but the older brother delivered it so well. Like just look at kind of almost like, are you stupid? You know, just look at him.
Yeah, can't help it. Okay,
Hmm.
so you're kind of you were saying you're kind of seeing it from Alicent's point of view. Walk me through that because I'm completely on the opposite side, but I would love to hear why you think she was in the right or they were in the right.
Just going back, Rhaenyra was lying about Daemon, and also
Oh, what do you mean
use
lying about Damon?
in the last, like, episode 5, I think, when she was kissing Daemon at the brothel.
Oh, okay, okay.
So she was lying about that, and the just using her privilege to lie and have her dad take her side, and even trying to convince Laenor that those are his kids. She's just lying through her teeth, not really thinking about how that affects everybody else. She has like no real loyalty, I feel like, to Alicent, which I guess, I mean, why would she? But at the same, I just think she is taking advantage of her position.
See, and did it change your? Does it impact anything to kind of know that her and Laenor like did try to have kids? They were trying, but it didn't really work out, and her and Harwin got to have kids. So I don't know. To me, it's like that. She wasn't like actively trying to lie. It was more like she had to lie, otherwise, her kids are gonna have to get killed or banished or something.
I can see that. It takes two Harwin also, engaged in sexual activities with Rhaenyra to have these children. And, I know Laenor and Rhaenyra had the agreement and they did try to have children, but I just I don't know why I'm blaming her so hard, cuz I guess she's the mother, you know. You're
Yeah,
and I know her children and everybody could be killed because of those actions and everything. And the way she came on to Sir Kristen so hard, kind of harassed him into hooking up with her too, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. I think it's interesting to have this discussion because whenever the season first came out, it was like real hard, like polarizing.
That's
From the
interesting.
audience, like some people were just like, "I'm Team Black," other people were, "I'm Team Green" all the way, and you couldn't convince the other person. You couldn't convince the other side that they need to look at it a different way. So I just think it's cool. I don't know. I like that it's ending up like that on this show.
I know I like to hear both sides too, and since you asked me, I'm going to lay it out. Lay it all out on the line.
Yeah. Speaking of laying it out, were you expecting Daemon and Rhaenyra to like be laying in the sand and hooking up on the beach?
I
On
was clutching
literally the
my
day,
damn pearls.
literally the day of his wife's funeral.
I That is another reason I don't like Rhaenyra. That is another reason. I mean, I knew it was gonna eventually happen, but the day of his wife's funeral, hooking up, no. I need you, Uncle. Oh, I want you. Oh no, cringing.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, Targaryens get down like that. That's where she was like, yeah, I mean, they used to marry their sisters or whatever. But
and then Rhaenyra is like she's conspiring to kill Lenore, right? Or so we think.
hmm yeah, we're okay. Let me ask you that because that's what I wrote down in my notes. Is like, did you did you think, up until they at the very end, like, did you think that they actually killed him?
Yeah, I did until they were floating away in the boat.
And he's
So
rocking his
I'm
shaved head.
so I'm wondering if Rhaenyra thinks he actually killed him, or if they have like this behind the scene plan.
No, yeah, I think it was Rhaenyra's plan of like,
Okay,
let's pretend that we killed him, or let's make everyone think that we killed him. He
got it.
gets to go do what he wants to do and, go have his adventures, and hopefully people will fear us because they think that we had him killed.
I didn't get, for some reason, didn't catch on to the hard fact of her staging staging it to where he got away. I thought she was really trying to just kill him,
Yeah.
have him killed.
No, well, what's interesting about it, honestly, is, and I didn't read the books, but I know that in the book, they just, it just says that he's killed. They didn't
Hmm.
really, give you that secret information of like, oh, no, he's actually alive and he escaped and stuff. Like in the book, it's just Rhaenyra must have killed him. Well, it's actually different people have different opinions. Some people say Daemon killed him. Some people say that Rhaenyra had him killed. There's just a lot of rumors around it. So I thought that was cool that they like in the show revealed that he's actually still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rhaenyra is still my favorite, even though I'm on Alicent's side at this point. Why do you see it the other way?
I don't know. I guess I just think, that teenage grudge is like, it's okay to just let that go. And then I guess I just see it as like, you know, um, the kids were defending themselves against Aemon, who was coming at them. So, not that he like deserved to get his eye cut out or anything, but it just escalated from there because he decided to go take that dragon. Um, and then I also think like when the king says, "Hey, let's cut it out," and everyone just, let's be a family and let all this stuff go. Alicent couldn't. Now, I'm not a mom. I haven't had my kid, maimed and his eye. So I don't know how I would feel in that moment, and maybe I would feel exactly like how Alicent did. But you know, um, it just felt like she took things too far. I don't know. I do think it's interesting because you could see it from both sides, and that's what makes it
Hmm.
really juicy to me. Like it's not really one sided. You know.
She did take it too far, but she had had enough. Been pushed too far. Couldn't take it anymore. Just a big fu.
Yeah. And from her perspective, it's like I can see where she was saying like Rhaenyra gets everything she wants, um and look at this life that that Alicent had to live. She didn't get to hook up with a bunch of people and do whatever she wanted, and all of this other stuff. Like she had to marry the crypt keeper and pump out some babies, and that's her life. But so I can see where like the resentment built up for sure. You know.
Well, let us know what side you're on in the comments.
Yeah.
Team green or black. We'd love to know.
Yeah, and I would love to know. This is gonna be like a question I give you every episode is like, which team are you on now? Like, based on what happens next, because it does escalate. I don't know if you
Oh
realize
no,
that.
it's gonna escalate even more. There's only one more episode in this season, right?
No, I think this goes to 9,
Okay.
maybe 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a few more. I could be wrong on that, but I thought there was 9 episodes maybe. So yeah, I'll ask you where that goes and then see what you think as it progresses. So yeah, where do we leave off? So Rhaenyra and Daemon become a power couple, you know, getting married. And then yeah, like what did you think of the talk that well, actually let me back up. I thought that Rhaenys, you know, you remember Rhaenys?
Mm-hmm. The King Snake's wife.
Yes, yes. I, you know, the queen that never was. I thought she didn't like Rhaenyra before. Can you imagine how she feels about her right now? Like thinking that she
Wow.
straight up murdered her son.
I mean, just the gut wrenching scream to hear her when she thinks her son. I mean, me too. At that point, I thought he was burned alive. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure she's gonna be out for blood.
she ain't happy. That's for
Mm-mm.
sure. So there was that I just wanted to ask about, and then oh, and then Rhaenyra just kind of watches all the dragons fly away and everyone leave. And do you remember what happened at the very end of the episode? I don't remember.
Well, Laenor was boating away.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hmm.
We get the
I
reveal
can't.
that he's still alive.
I'm trying to think of his name, man. I have to keep going back to my notes here to
The
think of.
guy, his side piece.
Uh, that's his side piece too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Damon went to his side piece. His name is Carl with a Q, I think.
All these fancy names, and
Yeah,
there's Carl.
Quarrel. Yeah, and
Quarrel.
um, so Damon went up to him and was like, "Hey, you know, I got this proposition for you." I gave him some gold, and at first I was thinking, "Oh, it's to kill him. It's to kill
Hmm.
Laenor." But no, it's just to escape with him. So he was in the boat with him, rowing away.
Hmm. Oh, this is messy. This is so
So
messy.
now's the time for me to ask, what do you think's going to happen next? What's going to happen with like Rhaenyra and Daemon? Do you think?
I think they're gonna be married and probably have some defunct babies. Defunct uncle babies.
Do you think there's going to be another time jump, or like jump forward, or flashback?
I feel like it's just gonna be the next episode of wherever we are in time.
Okay, like just immediately after.
Hmm.
Okay. What about King Viserys? Do you think he's gonna make it to the next episode, or he'll be a goner?
He's like a cockroach. I think he's gonna make it to the end of the season now.
Yeah. I thought that was a really funny line where Viserys he's walking up to Daemon and he's like, "Yeah, the gods are cruel," and Daemon's like, "Yeah, they look like they're especially cruel to you, bro."
Sick burn.
He was just burning people all over the place. He burned Otto on his way out, called him a leech. Yeah, Daemon's a great character. It's like you love to hate him, you know.
Hmm.
Okay, what do you think's gonna happen with like Alicent, Otto, or her kids? Any predictions?
I mean, if Viserys died, all hell is gonna break loose. So, just if it goes in the timeline, just next episode, I don't know if there's gonna be too that many consequences because Rhaenyra has bastard children.
You
I
think?
couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah,
It won't be as big of a deal. They'll kind of deal with it.
yeah. I think Lenore and his side piece are gonna float away,
Oh yeah.
and I think they're gonna get away with it.
Okay. What do you think Otto's gonna do? Because he was super proud of his daughter in this episode. He's like, man, I didn't think you had it in you, but
I think he's just gonna stir the pot.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as hand of the king.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any questions going into this next episode?
I mean, not really. It really answered a lot of questions from the last episode.
Hmm.
I really like how it's turning out. But if I think of any, I'll definitely let you know and save them for next time.
Okay, great. Well,
What I asked you was just the little things that didn't make sense to me,
mhm.
just the little snippets.
So so to kind of wrap up, where does this episode fit for you? Is it at the top, middle, bottom? Like, because this one was my favorite, but what about you? How would you
I'm
kind of
gonna
rank this one?
I'm gonna say some of the scenes are my favorite, but episode like 4 and 5, I would say are my favorite. I really like the younger characters. I think I
Hmm.
just prefer that timeline.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
yeah, they were good.
mhm.
I'm excited to see the actress that plays Rhaenyra, the younger Rhaenyra, be Supergirl. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, excited to see that.
kind of see her branch out.
Yeah,
We'll leave you with that. So, thank you for joining us for season 1, episode 7 of House of the Dragon. If you like that, please like and subscribe and drop us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. It really helps us out a whole lot and we super duper appreciate it. And we have loads more content for you, so I suggest you hit that notification bell. We hope to see you next week. That's a wrap on tonight's episode of Cinema So Hot.